I was listening to this message online, a preacher on YouTube, and he was just going through the message, and he was preaching Jesus, and he was preaching about the wonderful things that he does, and like in the process, he says this, like, you better get you some. And it was just like, wait, what? You know, like, and I've heard it before in the sermons and stuff like that I've listened to, you know, like someone's just traveling along, he's talking about the goodness of God and all the wonderful things of God and all the things that God gives and God provides. And they're just like, you better get you some. And then, you know, there's some hollering in the background, like, whoop, you know, and it's just like, it got me thinking for a minute, you know, like, what are we getting some of? Well, obviously, this man was talking about God. He was talking about the richness of God's love and how lavish he is with what he gives you in that affection and that grace and that mercy. It got me thinking, like, you know, you better get you some, you know, like, what does that really mean? Well, what's the value of having an immense amount of love and resources immediately delivered by God? I'm not talking about, like, self-seeking and self-serving. You know, I'm not talking about selfishness or you know, I'm talking about, like, the blessings of God. I'm talking about the resources of love and encouragement. And yeah, I mean, you know, the Bible tells us you have not because you ask not. I mean, like, there are things that God wants to do, things that are big, things that are grand, that you can't even fathom, you can't even begin to understand, that God just wants to bless you in ways that are beyond what you could even wrap your mind around. He's got so much for you. But you got to ask yourself, and that's so much for you, are you really, really asking? When is the last time you thought to yourself, you know, I'm going to get some of what he's offering? Like have we considered that statement in our minds? Like, maybe not in that phraseology, but all that he has to offer, all that he has to give. We hear, you know, that statement that I made this morning, you better get you some. I mean, like, when is the last time you thought of the love of God and thought, man, I need a little bit more of that? You thought about the grace of God and you thought, man, I need a little bit more of that. You thought about his mercy and his grace. Well, I need a little bit more of that. Or his forgiveness. I need a lot more of that. When's the last time you've gone to him and said, okay, God, this is what I need. This is what I'm desperate for. This is what I really, really, really am desperately yearning to experience from you, God. And God's just like there with his arms wide open, ready to give whatever it is that we're asking for. And we've not asked. So today I want you to think of the lavishness of his love. I want you to think about all the blessings that he has for you. I want you to think about everything that he can do in your life and take a look around you and say, wow, there is so much available, so much immediately that he wants to give us that we have yet to ask for, or we've experienced at one point or another and think, well, it's kind of selfish to ask for more of it, or I'm undeserving of more of it because he's already given it. Like, you better get you some. Like, seriously, like, step into prayer today. Ask Jesus for help. Ask Jesus to give you more love, more grace, more mercy, more compassion, more hope, more forgiveness. I mean, whatever word that you want to add there. Yes, you can ask God for blessing financially as well. You can ask God for healing as well. Like how are you going to respond to this truth today? How? And respond to it. I love you guys. You better get you some.